And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. Look, you know what to do. Hit subscribe, watch, comment, and share because the insanity never stops. Now, yesterday, California Governor Gavin Newsom, he announced that he wants to do a special election in November. Reason? It would allow California to redraw the congressional map. Now, I want to be clear. Newsom made it crystal clear that this is in response to Texas. He went ahead and he held a press conference. And while I do want to show you what he said, I've been, as you know, a bit disenchanted the last few days as I continue to worry that we are in an insulated environment, basically preaching to the same people over and over again. Now, it's really funny because you know who gets it? Gavin Newsom gets it. He understands my sentiment exactly. In fact, he even told my co-host, Ben Meiselas from Political Beatdown, Midas Touch Network, that if California, it was great, Ben managed to get like the first interview with Gavin right after the press conference, that if California is not successful in the midterms, our country will be changed forever. Something you hear me say every single day. Play the clip.
And we'll present this to the voters in a special election that happens to coincide with other municipal elections on November 4th. It is a sprint. And if California, one of the most un-Trump states in America, is not successful, at our peril, we may not get this back. I'm telling you, we may not. He is rigging this next midterm election before one vote is cast. He tried to wreck our democracy after the last vote was cast the last time. Now he's doing it in plain sight. And we have to have our sights focused, laser focused on winning, fighting fire with fire, no longer on our back heels, on our toes. We drive the narrative. We drive the reforms. We drive the talking points, surround sound, not just California, all of us, we the people, states, large and small, all across this country. It is time for action, no longer words.
Yeah, look, all you need to do is to read my last few Substacks. It's almost as if he's reading from them. It's great. Now, during this presser, he explained the motivation for redistricting. Play that clip.
We're doing this in reaction to a president of the United States that called a sitting governor of the state of Texas and said, find me 5 seats. We're doing it in reaction to that act. We're doing it mindful of our higher angels and better angels. We're doing it mindful that we want to model better behavior, as we've been doing for 15 years in the state of California with our independent redistricting commission. But we cannot unilaterally disarm. We can't stand back and watch this democracy disappear. We can't stand back and watch this democracy disappear district by district all across this country, not just in Texas, but in Missouri, where J.D. Vance went just a week ago, in Indiana, in places like Ohio, in places like Florida. We need to stand up, not just California. Other blue states need to stand up. We need to be firm in our resolve.
In fact, what I said in my Substack the other day, we could preach to each other all we want. We need to reach across the aisle and explain to level-headed Republicans, to independents, you cannot vote for this. In fact, you should be voting against it. And the way that you do that, don't switch your party affiliation. Rather, just vote against the individual that wants you to lose your right. Now, Newsom made it crystal clear that he is asking, unlike what the other side, unlike what the GOP is doing, he's actually asking voters for their consent to do this. Play the clip.
And we'll be asking for the people on November 4th, a special election coinciding with a lot of local municipal elections, to provide a temporary pathway for congressional maps. We will affirm our commitment to the state independent redistricting after the 2030 census, but we're asking the voters for their consent to do midterm redistricting in 2026, 2028, and 2030 for the congressional maps, to respond to what's happening in Texas, to respond what Trump is trying to excite. And we'll do so in a way that also affirms our desire as a state to level the playing field all across the United States. We believe in a national independent redistricting framework. And we believe that's the right goal and the right thing to pursue. And I will just...
By the way, he's 100% right. He also goes on to explain that the time has come, something that I constantly write about. You know how I always start off sometimes my Substack that I hate to be an alarmist. I don't want to sound like I have urgency in my voice every single day. But that's exactly what Newsom is saying right now when he says that we have to fight fire with fire. Play the clip.
So we're here with our state of mind, with the clarity of our purpose and conviction to recognize that we need to reconcile the world we're living in. We do have agency. We're not bystanders in this world. We can shape the future, and that's what we intend to do today. We're here because Donald Trump, on January 6th, tried to light democracy on fire, tried to wreck this country, tried to steal an election, as Alex just said, by trying to dial in for 11, almost 12,000 votes. And here we are, an open in plain sight before one vote is cast in the 2026 midterm election. And here he is once again trying to rig the system. He doesn't play by a different set of rules. He doesn't believe in the rules. And as a consequence, we need to disabuse ourselves of the way things have been done. It's not good enough to just hold hands, have a candlelight vigil, and talk about the way the world should be. We have got to recognize the cards that have been dealt. And we have got to meet fire with fire. And we've got to be held to a higher level of accountability. So that's what this is about. It's not complicated. We're doing this in reaction to a president of the United States that called a sitting governor of the state of Texas and said, find me 5 seats. We're doing it in reaction to that act.
He also goes on and reiterates, extremely important, trying to drill home the point that while it's in response to Texas, it's not just about Texas. It's about all of America, all of the red states. Play the clip.
Quite the contrary. I mean, 5 seats is the magic number. 2020, 5 seats. Flip 5 seats, 2022. It's 3 seats right now. He knows the margin of error. It was very specific. He wanted 5 seats. He was very specific when he assigned J.D. Vance not to go to the memorials and funerals of people who lost their lives in the floods in Texas, but rather to spend the time in Indiana to try to rig the elections in Indiana and redistrict there. He knew exactly what he's doing as it relates to Florida. So this is not just about Texas. This is about running away with this system and rigging it midterm. So we're not going to sit back passively hoping that somehow conditions align with those that are living with, I think, a pre-existing condition that somehow everybody's playing fair. Donald Trump does not play fair.
Yeah. And listen, it's factually accurate. Now, he goes on, he tells Americans to wake up. How many times do you see that in my Substack? It's time for Americans to wake up. Because if we do not win the midterms, if we don't win the House, or God willing, the House and the Senate in the midterms, it is dire for the future of our country. Play the clip. About
the fact that we're affirming our independent commission, and we're calling for a national independent commission as well. Well, I think it's pretty sick and pathetic. And it just said everything you need to know, the setting that we're under. That they chose the time, manner, and place to send their district director outside right when we're about to have this press conference. It said everything you know about Donald Trump's America. And that was top down. You know that for a fact. They'll deny it, I'm sure. Maybe they won't deny it. It said everything you know about the authoritarian tendencies of the President of the United States. I said it a moment ago, wake up, America, wake up. You will not have a country if he rigs this election. You will have a president who will be running for a 3rd term. Mark my word. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat from one of his...
Well, first of all, he's wrong. Trump will not be running for a 3rd term. He will be taking a 3rd term. Meanwhile, what Newsom was talking about, the Trump administration, Kristi Noem, sent ICE agents to the building when Newsom was speaking. And in turn, Newsom tortures Trump, saying that he is a failed president. Play the clip.
You know what Donald Trump knows. He's going to lose the midterms. He knows de facto his presidency ends in 17 months when Speaker Jeffries is back in office. He knows it. Why else? Why else would you try to rig the system? Why else would you make the phone call? He's a failed president. Who else sends ICE same time having a conversation like this? Someone who's weak. Someone who's broken. Someone whose weakness is masquerading as strength. The most unpopular president in modern history. An economy that's collapsing all around him. You saw the new wholesale prices going up almost a full percentage point today. Inflation is going up. Job creation is going down. He's trying to rewrite history, Smithsonian, censoring historical facts. And in the spirit of what Adam Schiff said, he's trying to put America in reverse on voting rights, civil rights, LGBTQ rights, on women's rights. He wants to bring us back to a pre-1960s world. That's what this is all about. It's about power. And I want to end on this. And we are about to give power.
Yeah. Look, Kristi Noem, oh, Kristi, for God's sakes, she, of course, goes running straight to Fox News. It's the outlet that they all go to, where they showed her a clip of ICE agents outside the building. Her response? Despicable. Play the clip.
Okay. Want to get to some new video if we can, Secretary. This is coming from our reporters in L.A. right now, where they say that Border Patrol has arrived just outside of the downtown L.A. venue where Governor Gavin Newsom was actually holding a press conference today. And it appears that those Border Patrol agents are making arrests, illegal immigrants that I don't know if they were at this press conference, if they were in the area, but this is a very, as John put it when we first saw this video, a very in-your-face way to let, Democrats know that you are going to do your job, that you're going to carry out these Trump policies. Can you just respond to this video that we're watching right now?
Yeah, every single one of our ICE and Border Patrol operations is built on information, on investigative work. It's a case and an operation that has been planned because of who they think could be in that area and what they have for information that shows that there are illegal criminals there. Remember, we're focusing on the worst of the worst.
Yeah, worst of the worst. Now, after the presser, Newsom spoke to reporters. And one of the reporters asked him about his recent posts on X, on formerly Twitter, that eerily resemble Trump's social media posts and rants. Play that clip.
Thank you, everyone. We are out of time.
Can you react to what's going on with those posts on X that are clearly trolling the president? What? Can you just talk about that? Is that like a strategy?
I don't know. I hope it's a wake-up call to the President of the United States. I'm sort of following his example. If you've got issues with what I'm putting out, you sure as hell should have concerns about what he's putting out as president. So to the extent it's gotten some attention, I'm pleased. But I think the deeper question is, how have we allowed the normalization of his tweets through social posts over the course of the last many years to go without similar scrutiny and notice?
Perfect. Finally, Newsom's point to the posts literally went right over the head, of course, of Fox News' Will Cain. Play that clip.
The governor blasting the move, though, he wrote on X, Trump's private army is illegally on private property. We will not be intimidated by this weak little man. Well, he wrote that. It's not lost on people. He's LARPing. President Trump. And his office has been doing so now for a couple of days. Take a look at some of these posts. They wrote, "Make the maps great again. Big, beautiful rally today. Thank you for your attention to this matter." It's like a college sophomore trying to take English 101. They still haven't yet found their voice. So the only thing he knows how to do is copy. I guess imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
Yeah, it sure is, Will. And let me sit there and let me now parrot you with my fake outrage and my disgust for the fact that Gavin Newsom is putting things in all caps and his big, beautiful rally. Absolutely. I am outraged for it. Listen, my friends, it's why I turn around and I say every day this sort of stupidity is going to go on until we put an end to it. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.